Follow it up again with the jab.
Stop it. If you don't want to get knocked out like this, then you better learn these 5 kettlebell exercises I'm about to show you.
Grüezi miteinander, Gregory für den Bestag here. If you want to incorporate kettlebell training into your fighting career, then you want to take a look at these 3 overarching coaching concepts first, and I've learned these from Dan John. Option number 1, you do kettlebell training first, and then you do your sport-specific training. Option number 2, you do your sport-specific training first, and then you do your kettlebell workouts. Option number 3, you mix them both together. This is called mixed training. Now you have to decide first which coaching concept applies for you. Dan John said that he had some great success with the concept of mixed training. Now with that overarching coaching concept out of the way, let's jump into these 5 kettlebell exercises.
The first exercise that I'm going to show you is the hardstyle swing. The explosive nature of the hardstyle swing can transfer well into improving your neuromuscular system. This adaptation in the neuromuscular system may in turn help you in your fighting. What you want to do is stand at the triangle, make sure you have enough space between you and your kettlebell. Then you really want to tense your lats once you grab the kettlebell. I do this by pulling my shoulder blades down towards my hip. This engages the lats. Then I want to make sure once I start swinging, when I pull the bell into the backswing, that I really, once I come up, it's a hinge movement. So the knees are unlocked, not bent. Then I fully extend my hips, boom. And then I really tense my abs to use my muscles, my interior muscles like a brake, because there's a lot of acceleration coming, boom, from the backswing. Let me show you how it works. You tense your lats, you get ready, lean back. Exercise number 2 is the clean and jerk. The clean and jerk is a great full body exercise. It's an exercise that will build your endurance, build strength, and improve your coordination. The way I'm going to demonstrate the clean and jerk is in the kettlebell sport style. We have a video about this exercise because it's so complex. You find the video up here if you want to dig deep into this powerful exercise. Let me demonstrate what the lift looks like. We have the kettlebell in the same position. I'm in that triangle phase. Then I pull the kettlebell back, backswing, pull it up in the so-called rack rest position, and there's a hand insertion going on. Then I'll make sure that the elbow connects with the iliac crest of my hip. So I'm connecting my arm to my leg muscles now, and now I'm using my leg muscles to bring the kettlebell in the so-called overhead top fixation via a dip, a bump, and then once the kettlebell's in the overhead top fixation and my arm is extended, I drop my weight onto my heels, and that's the jerk, or the so-called second dip. Then straightening, extending my knees and my hips, and then the lift is finished. I drop the kettlebell, first amortization phase, and then in the backswing, second amortization phase. Exercise number 3 is the Turkish Get Up. What we do with the Turkish Get Up is we stand up under a load, which transfers well into fighting, especially when there's groundwork and you want to push the opponent back and get back up if that is an option. It's also a full body strength builder with multiple benefits. Let's check out what the exercise looks like. I like to start from the top. So what I want to do is I want to put the kettlebell in the overhead top fixation, and I use the clean and jerk, the exercise that I did right before. Then what I want to do is I want to go into a so-called reverse lunge. So I'm stepping down. I make sure now my knee is connected to the floor and my toes are connected to the floor. Now I'm in that half kneeling position. Now what I want to do is, what I really like to do, show it to you right here from the front, is I turn my front leg. You can turn your leg behind or your front leg. What I love to do is turning my front leg because it decreases the torque on my knees. Watch me do it. Boom. Okay? Now I'm still in that half kneeling position. Now my hip is able to move freely. So I'm connecting my left arm to my left knee because I want to really travel to the distance so I can really be safe once I go down. Now I'm in that windmill pose. So I do the leg sweep, my leg behind, comes to the front. So I'm going down on my hips. Now I'm packing my shoulder. I'm dropping my weight to my elbow. And now with a lot of force, I'm pulling the kettlebell towards my middle. And then when my abdominals under fire, I lay down and put the kettlebell down. If I have to rest for a second, I put the kettlebell in so-called embryo position where the kettlebell's safe on the floor and I don't hurt my shoulder. Then I come back up, so I go back into the embryo position, pulling the kettlebell close to me. Now the right leg is, the right foot has contact with the floor. Now I press my right arm to the top. Boom, my left arm has also contact with the floor. So what I want to do is go towards my left elbow, keeping my shoulders packed. Then I want to sit up. Now going to the hip bridge, pushing my hips up. Now leg sweep. And here we are back in the half kneeling position. I'm getting ready to switch my front leg. Now from the reverse lunge position, going up. And boom. That's the Turkish Get Up, a beast of an exercise. Exercise number 4 is the hand-to-hand swing. This is an endurance builder, a power builder, a coordination builder, and most of all, a hip builder. You work in the hinge only. Your knees are doing almost no work at all. What the hand-to-hand swing in the kettlebell sports style will bring you is you will work for a longer time, and this will really give you some strong hips, some strong glutes, and strong hamstrings. This is something that you need when you're punching and when you work from your hips. So this is a hip builder, one of the most powerful tools you can have as a fighter. So let's take a look at the solid hip builder, how it looks like. Now, it is completely different from the hardstyle swing. So now we work more soft. That's why the kettlebell sport is sometimes referred to as the soft style. So let me show you, it's the same thing. Triangle position. I grab the kettlebell in so-called finger grip, not a crush grip, finger grip. So my palm has no connection with the handle. Then I pull it back in the backswing. Now the difference is I don't go full force. I'm using less force. And what I want to do is get that beautiful vibe, that beautiful movement where it looks very fluid and not as hard or as tough as the hardstyle. So the kettlebell comes up, I'm leaning back a little, I tense my abs, tense my glutes, my hams, my hip is hyperextended, my upper body leans back a little, my shoulders behind my hips just a little so I can compensate for the weight, coming back into the backswing, and that's what it looks like. Exercise number 5 is the snatch, the most difficult to learn. That's why it is considered a bonus. If you master the hand-to-hand swing, the clean and jerk, the hardstyle swing, and the Turkish Get Up, you're already set. But let's take a look at the snatch, what the snatch may provide you with. The snatch builds endurance, full body power. You work your coordination, you work your neuromuscular system, because the battle that goes on once the kettlebell's up in the overhead top fixation, and you want to keep working for time, the battle is crazy. And this works your mindset as well. Let me demonstrate what the snatch in the kettlebell sport looks like. It's the same thing as the swing, but now the difference is I don't stop here. I pull it up, and then I stop in the overhead top fixation. And once I drop the kettlebell, I use so-called counterbalance. So I'm leaning back, letting the kettlebell drop, going to the backswing, and then I have to use a lot more force to bring it back up. So what I do is I go on my toes, depending on which side I'm working on. One leg is on my toes, so I can really aim the hips to the top and really fully extend the other leg. That's what it looks like. And what I'm thinking about is, you see my upper body? I use it like the Matrix, like Neo in the Matrix when he's dodging bullets. You see that? The kettlebell sports snatch is highly complex to learn, but it is an incredible mindset builder, and your brain will start working, and this will build resilience. And this is something that you may need as a fighter when it gets really tough and you gotta stay focused. Then the work with the snatch can really transfer into your fighting game.
Now let's dive deeper into the training protocol. First, I want you to make sure to talk to your sports coach and have him take a look at that program if you choose to do it. I would opt in for 3 kettlebell lifting days per week. Now you want to separate these 3 bouts into 2 strength and endurance work days and 1 strength explosive work day. On your first ENS day, you try the following. You go for 3 minutes of clean and jerk, switching sides at halftime. 3 minutes hand-to-hand swing. You do both exercises unbroken, and that equals 1 round. You do 1 minute break after every round, and you do 3 to 4 rounds in total. The weight recommendation for women would be 8 kilo. The weight recommendation for men would be 12 kilo. Now on your second ENS day, depending on how you feel, you want to decrease the work volume, but increase the time you work per exercise. You do 5 minutes of clean and jerk, switching sides at halftime. You do 5 minutes of the hand-to-hand swing. Both exercises are done unbroken and equal 1 round, and 1 minute break after every round, and that's 1 round total. And the weight recommendation for men would be 12 kilo, and the weight recommendation for women would be 8 kilo. Now on your strength and explosive day, try to implement a mini simple and sinister workout by Pavel Tsatsouline. Try to go for 5 sets of 10 hardstyle swings and 1 set of 6 Turkish Get Ups, switching sides at halftime. Now it's very important that you take enough breaks between every set. This is not about strength endurance, it's about strength and explosiveness only. So make sure you rest it before you go after it again. The workload is 1 round only, and now the weight recommendation is a little bit different. Women, when it comes to the hardstyle swing, try to choose for 12 to 16 kilo, and when it comes to the get up, work with 8 to 12 kilo. Men, when you start swinging, try to choose a 16 to 24 kilo, and when you do the get up, work with a 12 to 16 kilo. Now once every 2 weeks, try to substitute one of your ENS days with a resilience builder biathlon workout. This is gonna be a crusher. You do 1 set of 5 minutes of snatch, switching sides at halftime, and you do 1 arm switch only, or you have to put the kettlebell down. So that's 2.5 minutes left, 2.5 minutes right. Do 1 set of 2 minutes up to 3 minutes of goblet squats. This is another bonus exercise which I believe works well with the snatch. It's very important that you take enough breaks between the set. If you feel really strong and if your endurance has built up drastically, then you can opt in to immediately go for the goblet squat after the snatch. You do 1 round only. Guys, you work with 12 kilo. Women, you work with an 8 kilo. Depending on your level and technique, you might have to decrease the time, decrease the rest to get started. And I highly recommend you to work with a coach to really teach you the exercises well. Now treat the kettlebell workouts as assistance work. Don't mix skill practice with strength training or endurance training. Keep those separate, and the kettlebell is such a powerful tool that you are able to build strength and endurance at the same time. Now I don't want you to use the kettlebell for any weighted sport specific exercises, or maybe your coach will call me up and say, who's that stupid dude on YouTube who told you to mix your punches and duct tape a kettlebell onto your wrist? If you opt in for the mixed training method, I highly recommend you to talk to Dan John. He was the coach, he was the guy who taught me or who told me about this training system.
So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like it, consider subscribing if you want to see more kettlebell content. And if you're looking for a kettlebell workout program that builds you up as a beginner to an advanced trainee, and maybe you're looking also for some easy to follow nutrition coaching to help you get in shape and maybe lose weight a little bit, then check out 90 Days of Kettlebells. You'll find the link in the description, 14-day free trial included.